My second question is, how is the so now you have far more information dissemination, and you have a lot more of disclosures from companies. You have more frequency than you had in the 90s, and you have far more research that is also going in. There are so many people. I see that in every phone call there are 40, 50 people, which means so many people tracking stocks. So, how is the present do you think this is actually contributing to something superior, or how is it different? How is the present investment learning different from the 90s? And what would you do if you were to begin now? Suppose you were to begin now, how would you do it? Because in the 90s it was more waiting for 2 years to read an annual report, and then your ideas came once a year. Now it comes every month with the data, or every quarter with a phone call, or with various other events. We are more and more event driven, whereas in the 90s there were no events. So if you were to do your investment planning in an event driven investing era, how would you do it? Would you do the same thing, or
90s was too easy, if you ask me, because once you got over all your behavioral frameworks, I had a tie-up with all the waste paper marts around my house, and they had to give me all the annual reports, and I had to pay some 5 rupees for every month or something like that, and they would give me all the annual reports that they got, and that was very profitable to me and very profitable to them. And that was enough for me to make money, because annual report itself was such a difficult thing for most people to get. So it was too easy then. Now I believe, the understanding of cycles, understanding of behavioral factors, these are much more important, if you ask me. If you go back to 2020, think about it, to get back and buy in March was very easy in retrospect. But how do you get back and say in the month of March that I'm going to buy is going to be very, very difficult, because end of the day, in the month of March to buy is very easy in retrospect, but in March to buy was very difficult, because you had panic, global panic, valuations being so cheap, and you could buy. So what restricted you was only behavioral influences. So I would say that today the world has moved to a situation where I would say that understanding cycles and understanding the behavioral factors is much, much more important. Like you mentioned in your talk, to buy gold in 2017-18 was not rocket science, because end of the day, 5 years, gold did very badly from 2012. So in one of our funds, we bought 1,000 crores of gold. So, it was such a interesting task for us to buy 1,000 crores of gold in 2018. But the reality is, at that point of time, we were asked, why are you buying 1,000 crores of gold? After all, gold is a great dog at that point of time. So I would say that what I have learned in this period is that, with the wide expansion of knowledge, the kind of strides that SEBI and the world has made in India, and the kind of spread of knowledge and dissemination of information that internet has helped to improve your behavioral temperament in handling the market is the most difficult thing in investing today. And how are you going to conquer your behavioral temperament is going to determine whether you're going to make money in the next 1 year, 10 year, 20 year, 30 years. And in my reading, that is what is going to be necessary, and it's not going to be easy. Because I've read a very famous article, and I think you can try Googling and getting that article, written by a person called Mark Sellers. And he has given that talk in Harvard, I think, on
2007 talk?
And it's what is most interesting about that talk, I must tell you, is he gave that talk in 2005. And I would say it is one of the best speeches I've ever read on investing in my life. And in 2008, his hedge fund went bust. And that part of it is not known to people. And if you read his 2005 speech, he says clearly some parts of behavioral temperament is genetic. And that is something I worry about. That's why at some points of time, if your genetic temperament is not as good as Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger or anywhere close to that, maybe it's worthwhile to give it to somebody else for your money to be managed, because if your genetic temperament doesn't suit finance or managing money, it's much better to give it to someone else.